second place in the division, and the loser will stay at 5th. So it's a huge gap.
Yeah.
There's a lot on the line here in a week 4 matchup.
Yeah, pretty wild. Well, here we go. Is Laurier looking like they're going to get a healthy return? Ask a lot, but it does certainly help out the channel as we see Q handing this one off to his man. Nice run up the middle to get things going, and on the carry, Xander Kamika is the ball carrier, and another huge bunch of yards here. Q's going to hand that one right back to Duncan. Duncan's going to get across the line. Yeah, absolutely, as Q's going to hand this one back to the backfield. Nice tackle from number 55 of the Lucas Vikings. And that's going to bring us back to second and about 13. Looks like 9 here. So Ethan Christensen, yes it is, at Q right now.
They live by the sword, they die by the sword. They got up to the line quickly, but it didn't look like they were able to make the adjustments in the offensive line. Somebody snuck through and made the play in the backfield. So there you go, you got the second and long in midfield.
Yep. Christensen got a little bunch here to the boundary again. Quick little step off to 11, who's going to pick up a couple of yards here, probably bring a punt in the junior game, so we know it's in the bag. Nice punt. Fielded in the air, it's going to be no yards. In the game against STA last week, checks into the game with, I believe, Alvin Fan behind him. Couple guys in motion. We do give this. Oh, this might be Buckle actually finally healthy and back in the game. If that is, that's 24.
If any of these 3 receiver sets can mess around with Laurier, looks like they're 40.
Yeah, a couple guys in motion here as Brote finds his man downfield. This should be close or enough. That's going to be Buckle.
So a good play to get the first down.
Couple men in motion. Give this one back to Buckle. Buckle hits the middle hard. Rolls over his man, I think, in Tayshawn Duncan. Yep. And flags fly.
Inside zone concept with a read option by the quarterback. Maybe that's what Maddox gives you at quarterback.
Yeah, I think what we saw too, more on that in a second here, is we get a little jet motion. Give it to the man who's going to cut this one to the far side. That's Tong, who's going to get a nice gain of about 5. Well, as we see a similar look here in a 3-by-1 King for Lucas, and Maddox Brote putting this one in the air, and it just hits the deck. Looks like he was looking for number, I think that was 3 or 4.
That option, you just got the ball over too low, that's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, as we see Christensen give this to the Jet Man, who cuts it back up the middle, bounces off the first 3 guys, finally gets down, probably picks up probably about 9 yards here, it looks like, maybe 8, but yeah.
Inside are contained, but you know what, he got pretty physical.
Yeah, absolutely. Christensen having a look to the boundary side, hits Otley on a quick little pass, but that's... Well, let's give this back to our man, but really, really good job here by the Lucas defense. This is very impressive.
You know what, it's so hard to develop an offensive game with a great level quarterback. I mean, he really is showing everything you need to see the necessary conditions for success here.
As Anthony, about 1.5 yards here, as Brote hands this one off to Brandon Buckle, who's going to find a nice little hole up the middle too and get a first down Vikes.
These coaches on the Lucas side are good enough to see that and maybe come to it. So who's hovering over the 3 receiver, the 3rd receiver here? Nobody. So let's see. Oh, free safeties comes over.
As Brote has a look to the field, hits his man in the back. That's going to be number 19. Get your name here in a second. You sure it's not Newen? I'm like, no, that's definitely Maddox Brote. So here we go. 3 men in motion as Brote steps back, hucks this one. You know, it looks like green.
And that's going to happen. Got to move on.
Yep. Back to punt this for Lucas. Evan Gerber, number 2. Nope, that's number 15 actually. Sean Malik, that's QB1 usually.
Punting? I don't think that's Sean. I looks like somebody else.
Or is it 25? Who would have thought those numbers would be so easy to read at night?
Well, we pay enough for these lights.
Right? Yeah, exactly. $2,500 a light or whatever the number is here.
That's probably the 3rd time ball's been in his hands.
Yeah.
And make a little bit of magic happen.
Number 2, and Joshua Otley is our man there.
Good play getting north-south on the return. So, I mean, we're playing a little bit of ping pong. Both offense trying to settle in, trying to figure it out, but you know what the defenses are doing. So, unfortunately, when you miss, you have a good play, but you miss, and now it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I almost feel like that first drive was, heavily scripted because they're much slower to the ball now as we see a pick from 88 of Lucas, who keeps his feet moving and is going to get it down at about the 10-yard line. 88, I need a number here. Let's go to the back side of the page. It's going to be Ardonic Majaki.
Massive defensive play. What you had was
In a hurry.
massive defensive play. That's what you're looking for as we're playing ping pong here. Takes those types of plays to really set the tone. We got to see Lucas convert here with their offense.
Yep. 2-by-2. Clean look here as we give this ball to Buckle. Buckle's going to just have a nice little trot to the outside. Is it enough? Nope. And Laurier doing a great job of containing that effort, bringing up a 2nd and goal.
We won't know if it was the QB who turned the wrong way or the running.
On people getting through, basically you had to be a Laurier or a Lucas student to come to this game. So if you're joining us here on the stream, we appreciate you. And as we're just about ready to get this field goal off, and from Captain Ron Ferwerda, saying that he saw a bit of a UC after a whistle. I must have missed it, but we appreciate you coming in here, Ronnie. And I know Ronnie, you really wanted to come here and climb the ladder up into the press box here at Lucas, because it's a special climb here. There's a little option play from Laurier, but stuffed in the backfield. Number 23 getting involved in the tackle for Lucas. That's going to be Linus Barrett at grade 11. A little bunch to the boundary. A little slower to the line now. It doesn't seem like we have the speed that we did here in the first quarter from Laurier, but certainly still effective as this ball gets put in the air and goes incomplete. And the receiver just getting tuned right up by, I think, I missed the number.
It was a good quad punch look, kind of faking that hitch screen by the Laurier Rams. The tackle was by
Is it 0?
They tried to kind of make it look like they were throwing that hitch screen and, kind of that fake wheel. But you know what? A good defensive play, good physical defensive play.
Well, caught in the air by Anthony Green, who digs in, working himself forward, but finds a whole bunch of Laurier Rams here. And this is going to get...
They're just screaming to run the ball, but I mean, you know what? There's no reason to get away from it. Both these teams are running the ball fairly well when they've done it. So we got a 2x2 king look. Hopefully maybe not hopefully, but potentially an inside zone play here.
Well, new back, almost a bit of a fumble snap here as we get this off to our man anyways and pick up a first down. A couple guys in motion, having a look field side. Broke gets rid of it, finds this man downfield, and I believe Ranbir Shima, who's holding on to that ball.
Good plays in the air by the Vikings right now.
Broad gives this one to Tong, who finds himself a nice little hole up the middle too. He's going to pick up some decent yards. It's definitely.
They got to be able to, really execute and execute the plays that are called.
Well, Broad with Buckle checked back into the game. 3-by-1, 2-minute motion, gives it back to Buckle. He's going to take this one up the middle, and he's going to get about 2 yards. 2-by-2. Broke having a look boundary side, gets rid of this one. Incomplete.
Kind of a high-low concept. They took the low man and just couldn't get the ball. So we got another field goal attempt here to try and double the lead from 3 to 6.
Yup, from about the 25-yard line here. Oh, this one gets blocked. Laurier's going to
field position. And now it's they help serve, Laurier help serve, and they're able to Lucas's defense.
Yeah, it's tough when you get a sniff of the end zone a couple of times and aren't able to finish, as looks like we just got a keeper here from Christensen, I believe. Same look here, bunch to the boundary. Christensen with Tayshawn Duncan in the backfield. Having a look, flag flies. And Otley goes up and gets this one, is brought out of bounds almost immediately here at Lucas, because it would be semi-convenient, but I understand budgets are budgets. So let's give this one to Tayshaun Duncan up the middle. First guy bounces off, but then the Vikings do a good job of bringing him down. He's going to get a walk over, and it was a good time. But yeah, unfortunately, some shenanigans last year made it a little more difficult to get the people here tonight. But they're here. We appreciate them as Anthony Green is on the return. Gets to the first couple.
So, I mean, to make fundamental plays like that on special teams, I mean, it should not go unnoticed in the game.
Lucas back in a 3-by-1 king look. Buckle in the backfield. As Brote, a little low.
Maybe sneak the ball in behind him or do something that way. Again, you know the Vikes OC is Vikes offensive coordinator is seeing this and trying to figure out.
Yep, Tristan sending this one in the air again. We've got, I think, Waleed Fidel in number 11. Coach offense and see what all the magic is about. But for now, I'm with you, though. Especially when you got Big Buckle in the backfield here as we see 3 men in motion. We do give this one to Buckle. Buckle storms the middle, putting the Guardian cap to use.
Games can really start to establish themselves. You're putting a lot on the grade 11 quarterback. I don't care who you are. You put a lot on him when you're throwing the ball down.
Well, as we go 3-by-1 king again. Brote having a look to the field side. Lets this one go deep. And it's picked off by Laurier. Number 36, I believe.
Really good defensive play.
Absolutely. Quick out-of-town update as well, too. Sounds like Joe's is winning 10-3 over MTS as we see the Lucas Vikings defense again here, because I think we should be in the 3-minute warning here. And they have been stopping the clock, but we'll double. I can't see it from the backside here. So
it's there.
When the boys, fortunately, our main. As Christensen puts this one deep. Great defense here by the Vikings again, man. Just a tail of that's going to be number 8 for Lucas. That's Matt. Was Maddox? Oh no, check that. So we need to figure out who 8 actually is, because Maddox is in his normal number 35, and last week it was Newen that was in 35 instead of 8. I don't know.
So do we just throw all the jerseys on the desk?
I don't know what's going on here. The senior team is completely disconnected from my junior team, so I don't know.
It's all right. Well, it was a really, really good defensive play by whoever it was there on the far side. It's also, by the way, I'm wondering if Laurier's going to give up these 2 points with safety, or if they're going to try to punt.
3rd and 15 right now, and they are in fact going to take.
Especially if they're able to win it tonight. If MTS does pull it off, you might have a 3-way tie for 4th there.
That's just wild things going on.
Flip a point, but tic-tac-toe, I don't know what we do.
Well, Brote puts this one in the air, finds Tong. Tong making the first man miss, finally brought.
Intensity, or maybe being a little bit too intense, a little bit too tough sometimes, and maybe pushing the rules. You don't want to see judgment conduct and unnecessary roughness, but you know what? A block in the back here and there, you know what? That's going to happen when you're doing things the right way.
Yeah, I mean, just getting high school kids to block in general is hard enough sometimes. As Lucas goes in the 3-by-1 king, and that one is knocked down by 15. Looking for Tong, and 15, just Johnny on the spot here. Emmanuel Macto Andre with a couple of nice picks last week against Medway. Just, having himself in.
That's 6 points.
Well, Brote having a look field side again, takes a deep shot. Anthony Green almost pulling that one in, takes a little hit to the head.
You got a lot of talent in this Laurier team. I mean, I really haven't seen them play this year. I know that they've kind of, the reputation that I've heard is they might have been, playing down to some opponents early and playing up to their opponent last week, and so it's kind of them chasing their identity as a construction company, and he was the one who built all the scaffolding and everything on the job site. So the Carantes have a long history of. Rams back to work in that bunch look. Diamond bunch. Christensen finds his man in 11. 11, scooting by everybody. He's got this. One man to beat. Touchdown, Rams. Those guys can block the guy in front of them. There's nobody else out there to make the play. So
yep. Number 11 here, Landon Ashmore finding that 6th gear and just trucking this one, as this one's broken up a little bit. So we're on. I guess the secret's out now. As I was working on political campaigns back in high school, and the best was going up to the candidate at the end of the campaign and saying, "Hey, I need you to sign my
my hours, and they would look at me and say, "How many do you need?" How many do you need? But he did sign whatever I put in front of him. I was honest, thank goodness.
Well, this one heads deep. Looks like I think Waleed Fidel on the return gets brought down.
Really didn't indicate, maybe it was a little bit closer, but you know what? Sometimes they execute, sometimes they don't. But now they're up here and eating their 5,000 calories before they.
Very necessary. Very necessary. It's a PA day tomorrow. Let's eat. As we give this one to Anthony Green on the jet, is going to be denied. Well, back in the 2x2 King look here with Buckle in the backfield. 2nd and 11. Brote having a look to the boundary, puts this one in the air. He finds his man. No. Does it get stripped? Okay, incomplete. We got all sorts.
The equipment here, the camera, it really is good. It's just by the grace of God they allow somebody like me as close as they am.
Well, here we go. Decent punt here. Looks like it's going to be fielded back at about midfield. Good cover team by the Lucas Vikings, and Lucas deeply extended as a human, and then you land on that as hard as possible. Potentially in this game with somebody on top of you, as we see this little, stay up. Nice connection here to Otley once again. This feels like fall now, but I love it because timeout as we had a look what looked to be sort of a getting some changes here. They don't want to cover up the tight end.
This is the discussion.
Christensen rolling out to his right side. He's got his man downfield, makes the first man miss, and then I think Jollymore comes flying in to finish the job.
Most explosive play we saw was that wide receiver screen by the Laurier Rams as they attempt a moonshot here.
Lucas pushes it forward. A flag flies.
Laurier gets the ball, relatively speaking, and you know what? It's just the way they calculated. They're down to 2-2 this year. That's okay, but you know what? It's not their job to judge how they play every week. They're just going to be.
As Malik finds Tong on a nice little crosser here.
People don't have to listen to me tell them what happened. They can just watch it on the screen again and again. AI replacing us all.
One day. 2x2 Queen with Buckle in the backfield. 2 men in motion. Shima coming across as we give this back to Buckle, who finds a hole up the middle. Tough running.
This kid runs.
Oh, yeah. That was the...
As much as he could. So, that was tough running by that running back. Good blocking by that.
Well, back in this 2x2 Queen look for Lucas as Brote sends a couple guys in motion. We get that fake jet motion, and we'll hand it back to the big back in Brandon Buckle, who's going to get about a 3-yard gain. Look is the last play, 2x2 Queen with a different back. Buckle's checked out. And we're going to hit this to the boundary. Oh, great coverage. That's 23. Denying Anthony Green. 23 is going to be Milton Smith of the Laurier Rams.
It was, we used to call that at Western a bit of a Bucks concept, where again the backside guard pulls to the boundary to kind of protect on a bit of a bootleg, or not necessarily a bootleg, but just kind of moving the quarterback out there, trying to throw a sideline concept. It looked like the ball got away from the QB just a little bit, and the good defensive play by the Rams. 3rd and 8 for the Vikes deep in the Laurier territory.
Well, Vikes looking like they're going 5R here. As Brote gets denied by Tayshawn Dunn. Laurier back rushing to the line. All sorts of guys coming across back into that bunch to the boundary. Christensen having a quick look to it. Yep, hits his man. And is brought down tough, but not before getting a big chunk of yards. It's going to be 11. That's going to be our man Landon Ashmore. We're in split screen now.
It just happened. What you had was kind of bringing the whole living room from one side to the other, bringing 3 guys to have a quads kind of 4 receiver bunch to the boundary, and hoping that by that Lucas defender that might not have been a tackle on that play at all. So very good play.
Ashmore being one of the more electric players we've seen so far tonight, as Christensen puts this one in the air, finds his man. Ashmore, as we're saying his name, A flag flies. Nope, you started now. All right, as we're working through some press box technical difficulties, nothing we can't handle here at Lot of Football TV. Tayshaun Duncan in the backfield. Christensen's going to pull this one, gets rid of it, finds his man downfield, gets pushed out of bounds. Not field.
Watch bunch look. Hard count. And draw. Lucas off.
Christensen rolling out to his right side. Pressure coming, gets rid of it, and is picked off by Linus Barrett of the Lucas Vikings. Turnover on downs here. Well, jet motion will give this one to Buckle, but really good job from the... Yeah, well, and you bring down a guy like Smith, who's normally at Mike linebacker. Now he's playing that tackle spot, and just a quicker guy going against no lineman. Usually there's some success coming from that. As Brote having a look to the bottom side of your screen, finds his man in Tong. Tong's
Easy to allow that.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, snap's good. Get this one away. This one looks like it might go out of bounds. Nope, it's going to stay in. Bounces between Otley's feet, and the Vikings.
Yeah, he's a pretty shifty player who can make big plays, so maybe better off that they didn't leave it in the hands of
Well, it's a little counter motion to Tayshaun Duncan, I believe. Nope, check that different number. We'll get it for you in a second, but a huge run from number 8. And that's going to be Alexander Kamika, who we saw earlier in the game, but really haven't said his name for a minute.
So Laurier fakes that jet sweep by their slot receiver, and they pull the backside guard and tackle. The guard will kick out the front side end, and that tackle will try and come through, and guess what? It worked pretty well. That's a good-looking play. Influence.
Well, all sorts of motion from Laurier again, as that almost looked like a back.
Got this quads bunch look again. Diamond.
Seems to be working for him, as Christensen's just going to hold this one, but is brought down after a gain of about 1.5. That's going to be by 7 or 3 of the Lucas Vikings. If it's 3, that's on delay Payne. I think it absolutely is.
Delay, heard that name before. It looked like a bit of a mesh rail or just a mesh concept with receivers from the far side and the close side here running unders to kind of rub and try and get some space and chase. Ideally what you want, but obviously the QB thought he saw a little bit of space and took off. And he has a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Anthony Green looking to turn the Jets on, gets by the first 2 guys, 3, and is finally brought down here.
They're backed up. I mean, this could be a lot worse for the Vikes. So number 4 on the Vikings, good job.
Yeah, Mr. Green, as we give this back to Buckle, but Tayshaun Duncan just hitting the backfield. Anthony Green to the bottom of your screen. Having a look to his right side, does get his man. No, it's going to be incomplete, but was looking for, I believe, one of the Tong brothers.
That guy wanted to bring it in, and he could have caught that, but you know what? Really good defensive play to play the boom there.
Well, Scribner with a couple targets tonight, as we see a nice high punt, and Otley just taking it out of.
Massive time of the season.
Yeah, one considering, still some shots being taken here, but the clock's ticking here. Well, similar sort of 3 guys off to the top of your field screen here, sorry. As Christensen looked boundary, but is just going to escape this one. Still saying, going to get shut down in the backfield. Oh, absolutely. His legs up, too. He's really close there. I mean, that's penalty territory or block territory. Battle at the middle of the field, which is fine because based on the viewing angle of this booth, it really helps. So, as we see a guy coming across in orbit motion, I believe that's Anthony Green. Brote sends it over to Scrivener, but Duncan and a variety of other Rams.
The guy who plays that free safety spot is really good play.
Well, Lucas back in the 3-by-1 King. Broad having a look field side, finds Ranbir Shima, who was brought down.
Guy from the inside getting to the sideline like that.
Well, it looks like Otley and another guy back to return this punt. And punt's good. And here's our man Otley looking to find that next gear, but a really good job again on the
drive. Really got to get a drive start here.
well, there's that more orbit motion coming again, bringing Otley across the field. He's just going to double back on that as we give this to Tayshawn Duncan. No, we're going to pull it. We option it out to Otley, who makes a whole bunch of guys miss and picks up a...
Huge implications.
As we give this, no, Jetman comes across as a fake, and we give it to the bigger back in number 8.
Now they have their tempo and a little bit of pace and see.
Quick pass to Otley. I'd like to see this on the replay, but on the 6-yard line. And we are going for it, Mr. Crancy. I like the move. Having a look to that bunch side, takes a shot. And I'm assuming he picked it, or he caught it rather. Let's see if we get that option play again here with all that orbit motion. No, we're just going to send this one to the boundary right to number 6. Gets out of...
Pick that play just based on how dangerous that was. But now it sets up a second and 3 for the Rams.
Well, as we send Ashmore out, it's a single wide out to the far side of your field, your screen. Bit of a botch snap, flags will fly, and we get this out to the bigger back, I believe in Kamika. He's brought down by Linus Bear.
Require Lucas to score a touchdown to come back, which they have not been able to do yet today.
Well, the Lucas Tower Cam is in the back there, and it's always a goal to try and hit that. So here we go. Clock's in. And the kick is up. And it's good. So 3. Quite the football community here. We got all the Lucas alumni sitting in the fancy seats here in front of the press box tonight.
That's cool, man. I like that they do that.
As we give this one back to Buckle, who's going to go for a little scamper up the middle. Gets brought down pretty waited after the fact just to help educate some of the newer referees. So Lucas sending Scrivener down, looking to see if they can check the coverage as Broat has a quick shot to Anthony Green, and that'll be enough for a
Sustain a drive. Good first down.
as we check back in the 22 King here. Broat and Buckle in the backfield. Broat looking to put it in the air. Again, he does to Ranbir Shima, who's forward. Hats off to you, Mr. Number 5. Good job. 2x2 King. Broat, couple guys in motion. Looking again to the boundary side. Finds Anthony Green again, who pretty much gets carried back to the line of...
Bait that corner to bite low and then throw it deep. But they keep attacking the edges here low. So off touchdown.
Wow.
Win for Coach O'Donovan.
Oh, as we get a high snap here, we need to dive on that one. We do. You're listening right now, Mr. Joe Harris. Hats off to you as the sole MTS pick this week on the LFTV live show, as Otley's going to return this one for the Laurier Rams.
The Broncos last year, so for him to move over to MTS, that's going to be a pretty good team for the next decade.
He was always the first one to come and say thanks when I didn't pick Banting in the picks last year. And but I know it's all in good fun as we see Otley spinning his way to potentially a first down, if not a second and... We'll get a time check here in a second, but I firmly believe we're under the 3-minute warning here. As we're going for it here in second and very short. I might be an offside on the top side. I don't think they're going to call it as we connect with Ashmore. And Ashmore for the medics, which is always a nice thing for them. But the Rams going back to work here with Christensen sending a whole bunch of guys in motion, and we give this to the big back and Tayshawn Duncan, who keeps his feet pumping here and should.
It's second and 15.
Yeah, and if I'm a betting man here, I'm thinking Otley or Ashmore are about to get the football. No.
Nice little counter play up the middle.
And we give it to Kamika instead. Well, here we go. 3 men in motion. We give it back to Tay Duncan, who gets about maybe 4 yards.
It's not been his fault. They've been set up poorly here and there, but you know what? Wouldn't it be nice for a nice special play here like this way that we
Oh yeah, Green in the summertime, the king of the 90-yard, punt return touchdown, getting called back every single game. So he finally got. Well, Sean, king of the go route, Malik. I expect a deep shot here. Oh, and that one gets tapped, and that one off the hands of the defender. Right to 50. We saw another big man pick. No flags. Touchdown to this, but that'll bring us to 15. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit much. And that. Well, here we go. That'll definitely make the London Football TV highlight reel later today. As anytime we can highlight the big men, we want to do it. As Anthony Green gets off the first tackle, makes the second man miss, and Green finds.
Like so high over top, in kind of a cover 3 or maybe kind of a shell. So he was going for that under route. Well, probably would have had it too.
I was just saying, I said, I'm here calling him king of the go route, and then he throws it underneath, and I'm like, wait, no, this is. There we go, and we're going to pick this one off again. It's going to be number 5 on the INT for the Rams.